It's HBR, All Things Considered, and I'm Dave Lawrence. Grateful to welcome back a fun guest, singer and guitarist Dave Pirner from the band Asylum.
That side's yours, this side's mine. Brother, you ain't my kind. Waiting by the phone, waiting for you to call me up and tell me I'm not alone.
He's back following the release of their 13th studio album, Slowly But Surely, featuring this cool new song, Freak Accident.
Freak accident, like a common sense. We'll just call it a freak accident.
We're stoked to catch up with Dave Pirner and Asylum now from their current tour. Dave, welcome back. Aloha, my brother.
Hey, Dave. How you doing, man?
I am doing good. Thank you for taking time. Now it's just Juliana Hatfield 3, but at one point you were opening up with Stone Temple Pilots and the band live, yeah?
Yeah, we just finished that tour and went back out on a headlining tour, and we are in Pittsburgh today.
Part of what brings you back to us is this record now. It's Slowly But Surely. It has all kinds of interesting stuff. Photo of the actual Shirley Muldowney, 84-year-old drag racer from Vermont, First Lady of Drag Racing. And it also has that great song, Freak Accident. So catchy. Didn't even take more than one listen. I don't know what that says, but we've been asking people who have new records. When was the last time, Dave, that you yourself bought a record?
Let me see. Last record. They were CDs, actually.
Mm-hmm. That counts.
At the record store I go to, they have these 5-packs of CDs, which is an artist's first 5 records, and they're like $24. So you can get one LP for the same price as 5 CDs. And I'm not saying I'm cheap, but I got a Curtis Mayfield package. I got a Monkeys package. I got what was the third one? We were doing an in-store, so I get a discount. They got a Meters package. They got some really great stuff.
How recent was that?
That was less than a month ago.
We ask everybody this, and yours is very unique. The record itself now, you have on the cover, like I was just saying, Shirley. Seeing how cars are such a cool thing we all kind of connect to. So many people listening may not even connect to the band, but they may connect to how and why Shirley became inspirational to you.
What makes her such a huge hero to me is what she took on and the kind of boys club she had to face, and the way that here she comes in a pink car and she just kind of does that thing where you have to have a certain amount of audacity and balls.
Chutzpah.
Yes, chutzpah, thank you. And she's been so cool letting us use her likeness. And
that's super cool. In your record pack, you mentioned some band that has a connection to, you have very interesting connections to some interesting people. And if I have it right, you have at least 2 people who have family members who are big music stars. And at least these 2, I think, are associated with New Orleans. So I wanted to start with the son of the famous crooner, soulful New Orleans, Crescent City voice of Tell It Like It Is, Aaron Neville, your bud Ivan Neville.
First of all, if you live in New Orleans, you're going to come across some Nevilles and some Marcellus. And yeah, there's music families, and it's beautiful. But I met Ivan on the Keith Richards tour, where we were opening for Keith Richards. He played in the band for a while. He toured with us for a while. I started a studio in New Orleans, and he was the go-to guy. So every time I was working on somebody's record and it needed some keys, I'd go, let's call Ivan. I just went to Jazz Fest this year. It was hilarious to me, and I went from stage to stage. I saw the Stones, and then I see Neil Young, and then I see Bonnie Raitt, and then I see Trombone Shorty. And it seemed like every single band I watched, it was like, ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest, Ivan Neville. He was on and with everybody. It was so funny.
Have you ever hung with his dad, Aaron?
No, I never met Aaron.
And it was Art who had the Meters, correct?
Art actually was one of the first people in New Orleans that he was really nice to me. And I just sort of decided to go to New Orleans, no return ticket, see what happened. Sleep on people's couches. I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to try to get a feel for it. My intention was to move there, which I did do. But I ran into Art at Tipitina's.
Nice.
he couldn't have been kinder to me. I'm just like, hey man, I'm moving here, and he gave me his phone number. I was a total stranger to him. I think that was a big thing that kept me going. I gotta live here. This is so cool. I can meet people who play music that are open to, to me. It's like, what do you want? Yeah, man, give me a call. What do you want to know about? You know?
I love that.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Then, of course, we go to that other stud that I think lived in New Orleans, young Eli, also known as Dave Pirner's son, sometimes called Elijah.
Well, he's born and raised in New Orleans. He's now in Chicago.
Okay.
At the school at the Institute of Art of Chicago, doing all kinds of cool stuff. Like he showed me a pair of shoes he made, like leather shoes that were sewn, and I was like, hey man, everybody needs shoes. That's pretty cool. You wonder what kids do in art and design school. And I was very impressed with the shoes. And there's this song called Liza Jane in New Orleans. His name is Elijah Ray, after his grandpa. Every time that song came up during Mardi Gras or wherever, Jazz Fest or whatever, I'd just sing, oh, Elijah, Elijah Ray. And I don't know when he found out that song was not his name, but maybe he still doesn't know. Not that long ago, I was talking to him, and he goes, yeah, I've been listening to a little metal lately. Like he said, metal. And I went, metal? Yeah.
Was it like Sabbath, the real McCoy, or was it?
Yes and no. I couldn't really figure out. I said, what, like Mayhem? And he's like, yeah, Mayhem's pretty cool. So, I think probably it's pretty dark and extreme, whatever he's into. Everyone comes around to Sabbath eventually, though, you know.
You got to. Exactly. Hello. What can you say about that? That's an animal all to itself. Speaking of, before I let you go, we've been having so much fun sometimes with cats doing this concert poster flashback story thing. In Soul Asylum's history, you've done some really remarkable gigs. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, September 95. Didn't you get to perform with Lou Reed and Iggy Pop?
I did indeed. A thrill. I mean, they called me and said, do you want to play at this groundbreaking ceremony with a couple other people? And they were throwing around a couple names. I love Creedence. One of the names they mentioned was John Fogerty.
Wow.
But my brain just immediately went, I want to play with Iggy Pop and Lou Reed. And I just threw it out there, and they were like, okay. I was stunned. But yeah, it was really fun just hanging out with these two guys. At one point or another, they were telling me to not mix beer and wine. And I was like, wait a minute, who am I talking to here?
Which one said that?
Well, they both kind of were looking at me while we were having dinner going, It was just funny having some elders tell me to not mix beer and wine.
You got to take advice when it's coming from Lou Reed and Iggy Pop.
Those early Rock and Roll Hall of Fame things were very icon studded. I'm saying, hey, Al Green, hey, Johnny Cash, hey, really. Elton John was sitting there, and he had a song with Eric Clapton called Runaway Train, and I looked at him and I went, hey, me and you got a song with the same title, and he goes, yours is much better. From Elton John, that felt pretty good.
We're going out with that tune. We feature Freak Accident in the intro to your bit. Again, it's the new 13th studio album, Slowly But Surely. And so many cool stories from Soul Asylum's Dave Pirner today. What a setup for it. You have fun today?
Yeah, man.
I know you haven't even been here, right?
Yeah.
You got to fix it. What if somebody said to you, if we pay all the expenses to get the band out there to do a benefit for Maui after this devastating fire we had in Lahaina last year, if someone made that offer, would you take it to come do a gig that they could harness to make benefit money on?
Absolutely, yeah. That's what we do. That's what we try to do.
Yeah, you do it all the time, I've noticed. So I figured, why not throw it out there? We'll hopefully get you out here one day, but stay safe. Great having you back on the show again, Dave.
I appreciate your time, Dave.
You too. Aloha, brother.
Take care.